what makes a game good for the winter season? There are a lot of things that make winter a beautiful time of year, and a lot of different games that mark the winter season for a lot of different people. But I want to look at games that really encompass the spirit of winter. So grab your favorite mug. We are headed into the thicket of some wonderfully wintry games that are guaranteed to surprise you. Winter encourages rest after a long year of hard work. And I found that Fishbowl, a game that's set to come out in April of 2026, is a perfect example of the importance of rest. Visually, this game does not shout that it is a wintry game. Alo, I hope that I'm saying that name correctly, is experiencing loss and grief and isolation and a lot of heavy things. And while experiencing these heavy things, also experiencing things that should be grand achievements and exciting, but they don't quite feel as they should. Her story is one of self-discovery and healing. While I was playing it, I really feel like how I have felt whenever any of my friends have gone through hardship. It made me want to make sure that the choices that I made where I could make choices were to care for her. It was one of those experiences of wanting to lighten the load for another person because what they carry with them is so heavy right now. I wanted to make choices that helped to soothe Alo's heart, as well as help her confront the things that are hard. And the choices that I made for those things are choices that I personally find very hard to do for myself, which really looks like resting. There are a lot of mechanics that you can see in the demo, which leads to plenty of ways of taking care of Alo. And that is why this game really encompasses a part of winter that I think is really important, which is resting. I might find it hard to do, you might find it hard to do, but it is important to do. Winter is the time where the world itself is asking you to rest. Community is another thing that I think winter really highlights. Going into colder months and shorter days, spending time with loved ones, I find to be something that's really important because it keeps us warm. And Urban Jungle is actually a game that I covered in my spring solstice video, but it had just been a demo at the time. And since it's come out and I've been able to play it, I actually find that it fits better with winter in the way that it examines community. Aita's story, which hopefully is another name that I'm pronouncing correctly, it takes us through developing rifts in family relationships, creating and cultivating deep-rooted friendships, and brings us back into reconciliation and support that is really only something that can happen when the love one has for their community is matched and exceeded. Playing this, it makes me kind of realize and appreciate how we're resilient as humans. We can grow well enough on our own, but when we have really good support, much like a plant, we grow much faster and oftentimes much stronger. Winter is also a time of reflection. There are a lot of games that I feel like offer a lot of great opportunity for reflection, but one that I played recently that I feel like is a little more on the nose with its reflection is a Storied Life, Tabitha. It is currently a demo that doesn't have a release date planned just yet. I don't even know if there's a release year planned yet, but I am so very excited for this game because it promises a really beautiful way to reflect. You are sifting through a family member's belongings who has passed away, and it opens you up to an entirely new world as to who they were, especially because you have accidentally damaged their handwritten memoir, and you're trying to fill in the blanks and fix it based off of the things that you find as you go through their stuff, kind of piecing together the life that they lived. And admittedly, I played through this a number of times because the completionist in me wanted to find what all of the items unlocked. And I found it really interesting that based on the items that you kept, you kind of chose how you remembered this person. And in turn, because of the memoir, how others remembered them. Finding and keeping certain items can lead to more positively associated words, or more negatively associated ones. And that is exactly why I found this to be a great game to represent reflection. It really made me think about how people have many facets to who they are, and really highlights the thought of two things being true at once. I think this time in winter is really meant to help us choose how we want to remember this time. What words are we going to take with us that describes what we went through this past year? While making this video, it seems like a really small achievement, but I think that it's worth shouting out and appreciating that the channel has hit 100 subscribers, which is honestly not something that I thought I would see. There's at least 100 people who thought my takes on games were worth sticking around for. I appreciate the community that this is starting to build out. I just wanted to say thank you so much for being here for this journey and taking a risk on nobody. It does mean a lot. And I hope that I continue to make content that's worth your time and that you find inspiring or comforting or gives you a reason to try a new game. So thank you. I appreciate it. And I hope that you enjoy the rest of the video. And we can't look back without eventually looking forward. Winter provides us an excellent time to plan, and I found no better game to represent planning than Town to City, where you are spending time building up houses and small markets into a bustling, lively city, while also taking into consideration the needs of the people in the town, from the spaces that they're decorated in, to how close they live to their neighbors, to how the resources connect. You have to consider all of that while you are placing buildings and paving roads. It's honestly just a very fun game to play, and its mechanics are simple, but it got me thinking about like what I wanted to plan for in the future. It kind of got me re-excited to do my bullet journal again and start planning for the adventures that might start once the warmth of spring is creeping in.
But with a bit of effort and an eye for planning, you'll soon develop this spot of land from countryside to town, and from town to city.
And I think the last thing that winter really brings out is intentional nostalgia. And I think the best game to represent that is Minecraft. A game that is new to me, but nostalgic for many others, because it is the backdrop to many people's childhoods. Minecraft is really unique in what it offers. Oh god, giant bugs. Welcome to the giant bugs add-on. While it is an older game, it is so regularly updated, and being someone who's so brand new to playing the game, I'm being introduced to a lot of people who have played this game for a while and who love it really deeply. Honestly, this is a game that is not the same game that it was 15 years ago when it initially launched. But the people that I have seen that love this game are some of the best representations of intentional nostalgia. I think the purpose of nostalgia isn't just to look back on the good old days. I think that the intention of it is for us to reminisce and enjoy those things and think about how we can bring them into the today. I can see why they continue to play, because they continue to ask it to grow and continue to ask it to be not just a memory. They can enjoy the comfort that it brings while also asking it to be more. I'm gonna let you figure that out. I'm gonna do what I've been called to do.
Okay.
Which is build.
Excellent. I'm trying.
My life's calling. I
need you to go to the mines, though.
Tell me your thoughts on these games. Do these seem to fit the spirit of winter to you? I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments. If you want more games to explore that tie in nicely with the seasons that we go through, you can check out this video here. And as always, save your games, water your plants, and I will see you next time.